When I saw some of these videos of these women's, the before, did I say women's? Before and after, baby, some of these women look like death.
Relationships are slowly killing you.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you are new here, my good name is Jan Yancy. Ever noticed how some women look 10 times better after divorce? Yes, you heard me right. Let's listening to what people have to say about this topic. And credit belongs to the creators of these short videos. I'll be back with more commentary.
Y'all know the videos that I just do not skip. I do not scroll by. Whenever I come across one, I like, love, comment, are the divorce effect videos. I don't know if y'all seen it. It's like this trend going on TikTok where women are showing videos and pictures of what they look like when they were married and then transition to what they look like after they got a divorce. Miss Ma'am, who are you? Who are you? I saw some of these glow ups. Some of these women were unrecognizable. When I was looking, I had to go back and be like, that is not the same person. So, first and foremost, when I saw some of these videos of these women's, the before, did I say women's? Before and after, baby, some of these women look like death. Like straight y'all gotta go back and watch some of these videos. These women look like they had been turned every which way but loose. Like their head had been knocked between the dresser, the washer, and the dryer. Marriage, as everybody says, is not for the weak. It's not for the weak. Women, if we don't make the right choices with who we marry, it can be detrimental to our health, to our mental health. Marrying the wrong man, it's going to show up in you. Associate yourself with the wrong people, it's always going to show up in your spirit. So a lot of these women just look like they have been taken advantage of, like they had just been drained of life. So kudos to the girlies who made it out.
Been watching the newest trend called the divorce effect. It shows women before their divorce and after. And when I tell you the glow up is immaculate for these women, and that is how I know that if you are a married woman and you are unhappy, I promise you 80% of your problem is your husband. Okay? These relationships are slowly killing you. Do you know in a relationship or in a marriage, men live longer and women die quicker? Soul sucking. You know what? No. I had to come up with some adjectives. These men aren't just soul sucking. They are draining, exhausting, demoralizing, crushing, suffocating, stifling, depleting, withering. Okay? These men are killing you slowly. And forget spirit and soul crushing. They are life draining, energy sapping, mind numbing, morale killing, will breaking, emotionally draining, spiritually bankrupt, creatively stifling, psychologically exhausting. These men are killing y'all. But it didn't stop there. I got some more stuff. Instead of them sucking the life out of you, they are a death by 1,000 cuts. They are grinding you down, wearing you to the bone, bleeding you dry, killing your spirit, and zapping your energy.
So I'm absolutely addicted recently to those divorce effect glow up videos that you ladies are posting. And thank you so much for doing that, because I actually believe we're witnessing something very scientific happening here. We're witnessing much more than a glow up, because what you're really witnessing is exactly why single women live longer and married women don't live as long. And I actually think this is important to frame in medical and scientific terms, because what we're seeing is the positive physical effects of removing yourself from an abusive situation. Even if you didn't think it was abusive, trust me, most men move about life in an abusive way. It's not because they're thinking about it like that. It's not because they're thinking, okay, here, I'm going to be abusive now. I'm going to do this abusive thing. But their behavior is abusive and it is destructive to you as a woman on a cellular level. I, of course, want to make a disclaimer that some people just have autoimmune diseases. Not looking or feeling your best is not always connected to an abusive partner. You could just have autoimmune diseases. I'm not saying that you're necessarily in an abusive relationship. You can also not be in a relationship at all and still experience these things. I'm sorry. But it is also important to talk about how abuse and the effects of abuse actually mimic autoimmune diseases, because your body essentially starts attacking itself. Your nervous system thinks that you're not safe. And so it starts doing this thing to be helpful, and it starts conserving your energy. It starts conserving all of your resources. And so you're just literally not living life to the fullest capacity. You're not able to use your bodily vessel to its fullest capacity. So what we notice in these videos is obviously the weight loss, younger, healthier looking skin, the hair glow up, the light returning to their eyes. Your mind, body, and nervous system are all connected. When you are in an unsafe or abusive situation, your mind, body, and nervous system are going to fall into a pattern of trying to protect you and trying to conserve your energy. And a lot of women don't understand why they just can't lose weight. They just keep gaining weight and they feel bloated and everything all the time. It's because your body's trying to store up energy for the future, because it senses that you're in danger. So every time you eat, even if you're eating the same exact portions as you were before, this can cause weight gain because your body is we're not safe, so we need to hold on to all of our food reserves. We need to not waste this precious energy. The other thing that contributes to this is that the abuser typically wants to monopolize your time, energy, and attention. You just have less time to pour into and invest in yourself in general. And so you'll find yourself, skipping out on the gym, not going for as many walks, just not moving in general because you feel so drained from somebody wanting your energy all the time and expecting that when they get home or when you get home, you're going to have to share even more of your energy. Your body might even make you feel tired in order to conserve that energy so that you're not wasting it on the gym or walks or anything like that, because again, your body is preparing for that inevitable energy drain when your abuser gets home. Even if you do within that situation find time to go to the gym or work out at home or whatever, when you're in that state of nervous system distress, your body actually deprioritizes building muscle. So once again, you're not going to be seeing the same results when you work out, because all of those things have been deprioritized in order to prioritize your physical safety. Oftentimes in these situations, women are also chronically stressed because they are tasked and overloaded with the mental load, the emotional labor, the physical labor around the house. When you are in that state of chronic stress because you know that everything the buck stops with you, everything falls on your shoulders, the levels of cortisol in your body actually elevate. And this causes that general inflammation and skin issues that you see. Once again, that usually clears up after the woman is out of that situation. That is once again because your body is deprioritizing certain things. That's why sometimes the skin has a more mature look to it, because you're not turning over your skin cells as efficiently, because once again your body's deprioritizing that. It's we're not worried about that right now. Another thing that stress is going to affect is your insulin sensitivity, your thyroid function, and your reproductive hormones. And all of this also shows up as that stubborn weight that you can't lose, hair thinning, acne, irregular cycles, trouble conceiving. A lot of women have trouble conceiving in abusive relationships. That's your body trying to protect itself, by the way. And the fact that you're probably not sleeping well from the stress just further contributes to that overall inflammation, redness, puffiness, bloating, etc. It's just your body trying once again to hold on to water, nutrients, etc. It's in conservation mode. It is in self-preservation mode. So I wanted to be really, really clear. I'm not shaming anybody for anything. Sometimes this just happens with no explanation. But again, if you're seeing a glow up after leaving your marriage, the problem problem wasn't that you had an autoimmune disease. The problem was that your body actually mimicked all the symptoms of an autoimmune disease because it thought that you were being attacked. It thought that you were in danger. Now, one thing that these videos don't show you, but I can almost guarantee you is also happening in those before shots, is that these women are having like brain fog and decision fatigue and probably experiencing very reduced mental sharpness and agility. When you are in a constant state of hypervigilance and you're having to monitor, appease, and predict somebody else's moods, that mental energy that would otherwise go to self-care and just like thinking through your own things rather than having to predict somebody else's behavior or think on their behalf or do the whole mental load for the whole house because your partner is unhelpful. Your brain is doing the same thing as your body. It's hyper focusing on the thing that will keep you safe, which is making that person's life easier, predicting their moods, etc. So that is not laziness. That is literally, once again, your brain conserving its own energy and your brain like allocating resources to the absolutely most dire parts of your current existence. Now, isolation absolutely plays into this as well. When you're isolated from your friends, family, community, that is really, really bad for both your mental well-being and your physical well-being because, for one, we regulate stress through community, through safe connections with other people. Abusers love to separate their partner from their friends, family, and community because they're afraid that those people will tell you to leave them. And so, when you're no longer able to regulate your stress through safe connection, you will become more inflamed and dysregulated yourself. Secondly, part of why people who are in community tend to live longer is because they will notice changes in one another. They will ask questions. They will encourage members of their community to go to the doctor. Like, hey, you said you weren't feeling well. You said like you were having headaches. That happened to me and I went to the doctor and this is what they told me, like, etc. You just like share little bits of information that are helpful, and being isolated from that can and will increase your chances of like missing important health irregularities or just outright ignoring things that are wrong with you. And lastly, what's happening is like a loss of identity and the source of your joy. Abusers tend to chip away at your interest, your creativity, your spontaneity, which is very important to our mental well-being as humans. And so when you leave and you can give yourself those opportunities to experience joy, creativity, spontaneity, that actually has measurable health effects. That actually releases certain chemicals into your brain that tell your brain that you are safe, right? Because when you're not safe, you're probably not being creative, you're not being spontaneous, you're not finding joy in the little moments because you're not safe. You're hypervigilant, you're looking for the dangers. And so you're focused on all the wrong things in life. When you leave that abusive situation, you can afford to give yourself those opportunities to just like frolic in the grass or wake up and watch the sunrise, actually play with your dog, play with your kids, take an extra long shower. Literally, all of those things contribute to your well-being because they tell your brain that you're safe. Your brain tells your nervous system and your nervous system tells your body. So this is all very deeply connected in a very scientific way. These glow-ups are literally what happens when your body feels safe enough to heal. And then your health and your outward appearance oftentimes will follow. So I cannot stress this enough. Please stay safe out there, okay? I love you so much.
Women are shining after divorce, and this wording will narrow down to marrying someone whom you are not aligned with. And at the end of the day, you get a lot of stress. And stress is one thing that can really damage a woman, because when you are stressed, you're not able to perform very well, even when you're doing your work. You're not able to think and try and maneuver how your life is going on. You're not able to even socialize with people. You're not even able to think of a way how you can just improve your physique. Maybe going for a gym because you are getting fat. When you are stressed, it's really, really tough for anyone to think proper. So one thing people should know is when you marry the wrong person, all these things you're going to get them, and that's why you can see the after, the glow up. It's really real because many people tend to, let me say, rediscover themselves, the potential they have when they are all alone, because they have the time to maybe go exercise, go for a gym, go for a walk, and all that. Uh, and also, many people are able to focus more when they are just alone because they pay more attention to themselves. So all these things they don't narrow down to when you marry someone when you're not aligned, someone you cannot sit down to and talk to. Let me know what you think about the glow up because it's really real and it's happening. Like the video, share the video to your friends, and credit belongs to the creators of these short videos. Thank you for watching.
At the age of 54 and 2 divorces later, let me give you the marriage advice I wish that I had listened to. Love is not enough. Marry for character, not just chemistry. You're not just marrying them, you're marrying their habits, their debt, and their family drama. Marriage will never fix loneliness. The wrong person will make it worse. You can't marry potential. You're not a life coach. You're a spouse. Being alone is way better than wishing you were. The right person will make you feel safe. The wrong one will make you feel small. We'll figure it out is not a financial plan. Some people don't want love. They want control. Learn the difference. You should be excited to marry them, not just relieved that they finally committed. Be prepared to marry the whole family. Period.